Previously on Round Sailing, we got a tour of Sweden's largest Coast Guard ship. We showed you our current neighborhood and some history, and ate at the street food festival.
So for a while now I've been looking a lot online, trying to find our next boat, and it's not very easy. Right now here in Sweden there aren't many boats for sale within our budget and also the type of boats that we would like to have. So we have decided that we're going to drive down to the Netherlands to have a look at some boats that we have found online. And most of them are pretty close to Amsterdam, so a pretty small area. We have found 7 boats that we're going to have a look at, and most of them are within our budget. And these boats are ranging between 42 to 57 feet, and the cost or the price on them are between 75,000 to 215,000 euros. So 215,000 is above our budget, but you never know in today's market, maybe you can get the price down. So yeah, we'll take you along. It's about a 10-hour drive down there, and we hope that we can do all of these boats, 7 boats, in 2 days down there, and then we're going to spend 1 day in Amsterdam because we love that city. We're leaving Sweden and heading to Denmark first, crossing the bridge now to Copenhagen, and we have around 11 hours ahead of us in the car until we're I think the goal for today is a town called Willemstad, which is an hour south of Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
This trip down to the Netherlands will be the big test for Scrutten, our car that we bought for a bit over 600 euros. We bought a little quite cheap insurance, right? It was like just 20 euros for a year. If the car breaks down somewhere, we will have towing and trip back home and like hotel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was best, but I'm confident. I believe in Scrutten that we will go all the way down to the Netherlands and back. Maybe with a new boat.
Still a belt?
Big belt.
Yeah.
We have to start Sprechen Deutsch because now we're in Germany. And now the food will get cheaper because it's very, very expensive now in Denmark.
For us.
For us. From Sweden. So I think what we're gonna do next here, find somewhere to eat because I am super hungry.
You're hungry all the time now.
Yeah, pretty much. And we have 7.5 hours to go. We're going all the way south, almost as south as possible in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
South of Rotterdam.
Yeah, it's pretty far. It's a long drive today.
Now here in Germany, there is no speed limit on the highway. So we'll see how fast Scrutten can go.
I think we drive pretty slow because otherwise I think I will kill this car pretty quickly.
Yeah, we won't push her.
No. a lot today. I think it's been raining for most of the day, really, and really heavy rain as well. So this whole trip has been about an hour and a half longer than we first thought. So it's almost 6 o'clock now. We'll be at the hotel at around 8 or 7:30. So yeah, a long day on the road. Yeah, det är mycket vatten på vägen.
Good morning from Willemstad. This is the second Dutch town that's called Willemstad that we're visiting, because the other one we've been to is the capital on Curacao. This is a super small town though, an old fortified town actually. It looks like a star from above, and we got here after dark, pretty late, and just crashed in the beds. But it's super cute. It's so old. It's from the late 1500s. It's really nice old buildings, and actually the hotel that we are staying at is a really old building. So here you see outside. So there's water surrounding the whole little town. I'm going down to have breakfast now, and then we're just gonna cross the little canal and go to the broker, because that's yeah, the boat is like right here. Do you sleep well?
Yeah, pretty well. The pillow wasn't very good. Well, there was good pressure in the shower. I like that when you're at the hotel.
And now we'll see what rate the breakfast gets.
Yeah.
We love the breakfast.
That's even more important than the shower. This is very Dutch. It's like chocolate sparkles. It's yeah, very healthy, I heard. Together with Nutella. The first boat for today is a Simonis Red Max 54, built in aluminium, and it's from 1991. I think it's built in South Africa, this boat. And it's designed that the guy who had this boat built, he wanted to have a Trintella 51 in aluminium, but he didn't like the two cockpits that you have on the Trintellas. So this boat has a bigger cockpit, but only one. And it also has a big swimming platform in the back, which on the pictures looks really great. It only has two, what do you call it, cabins, so they must be really big. And I think, because it's been on the market for a while, and I think that might be one of the reasons, because it's a very big boat, 54 feet, but it only has two cabins. It's priced at 199,000 euros. And this is actually a boat we've been looking at for quite some time now, and it looks really interesting from the pictures, so it will be fun to have a look at it now.
The boat's length overall is 16.7 meters, and it has a beam of 4.71 meters. The keel is a wing type, making a quite shallow draft of 1.9 meters possible. We like the lines of this boat's design. It's really cool looking. All the white you see is painted recently and in great condition, as well as the teak.
Massive. swimming platform is just enormous. But I like it.
Me too.
And you see there's new teak on the boat and it's very thick. It's like probably almost 20 millimeter.
The broker wasn't done with his appointment yet. He was meeting two other clients, so we were able to go here to the marina and just look at the boat from the outside until he arrives, while we wait for him, because this one wasn't located on their dock, and it's actually, there is another person interested and they're actually doing a survey on it tomorrow. That's what we heard. So I think they're gonna haul it out. So we'll see where that leaves us. Yeah, this is a big boat, 54 feet. So yeah, that's 14 feet more than Ron. So these are slightly, they're not flat. I don't know if you can see, but they are like leaning on this, to this direction. And it's quite high here. But this pilot house is very big. A hatch in the roof. So yeah, you can see how high this is. So if I'm gonna sit, like, this is way too... Alltså det konstiga här är att man ju halkar ju ner. I'm like sliding down. That's very strange. You can see... That was strange.
As Malin said, the cockpit seats were very high, which made it hard to get up on them. The cutter rig mast with free spreaders and traditional slab reefing looked very sturdy and well sized for a boat of this caliber. Cutter means that the mast has two head sails. If this is a true cutter is debatable though, since you probably won't use both sails at the same time on this boat. The rigging and the mast looked to be in good condition, but the broker wasn't sure if there were any sails included.
The first thing that caught our attention down below was the spots on the woodwork. It has suffered from a lot of moisture. Another negative thing was the shallow and non-ergonomic settee. On starboard side sits the electrical panel, and this is also where the galley is situated, which is rather big. An aisle on port side leads back to the master cabin. The cabin is spacious and has a lot of natural light and a big island bed in the middle. There's no separate shower compartment on the boat, which is something we really want to have. On a big boat like this, we think it's a bit strange why the designer didn't think this as an important feature.
The engine is a 100 horsepower Volvo Penta, original from '91. I'll try to determine if the oil is in okay condition and if there is any water in it. This can be a good indicator on how much attention the engine has been getting overall.
The boat has two cabins and two extra berths in the aisle between the salon and the aft cabin. Two cabins on a 54-foot boat isn't a lot. and ideally on a boat this size, we would like to have 3 separate cabins. It's a hectic day today. We had to drive right away to the next place. Been driving for 45 minutes northwest. I cannot pronounce the town we're in. Headlund something. And the next boat we're gonna look at now in 10 minutes is a Olivier van Meer 57-foot aluminium boat. More of a classic traditional design. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. This boat is even bigger. The price sits at 178,000 euros. So I think, yeah, we just go down there. We can see it from here. It's over there. And we're probably gonna have another rain shower now. Olivier van Meer is a well-known naval architect in the Netherlands, and he actually built this boat for himself and lived and sailed on it for many years. Like the Simonis, this is a custom-built boat, which can have its pros and cons, since it was built for a specific person's needs.
A quite special feature of a boat this size is that it's tiller steered. The long tiller arm is dismantled while docked to give more room in the cockpit. I personally like the simplicity of tiller steering, but when going in reverse it could be a challenge, since you'll have to battle the full rudder pressure with less advantage.
This boat is huge. It displaces 29 tons and is 17.3 meters overall, with a beam of 5 meters. It felt more like a small ship than a boat.
The mast is a fractional cutter rig with 3 spreader pairs and a diamond stay to control the top of the mast. I really like the pilot house. In my mind it gives the boat a lot of character, but it's also a practical area for cold night watches.
Yeah, I like the design. It's
The owners were on board, and out of respect for them, we didn't film everything. On board you can find all the luxuries of a home on land. A washer, dryer and dishwasher, all in full size. But there's only one head with shower.
The machine room is enormous, with a full-size door and even a port light, which gives it good natural light. The engine sits under the floor and is a 123 horsepower Yanmar with only 1100 hours on it.
så finns transformator, inverter 3000 watt, laddare.
As you can see, the technical list on this boat is quite long, and there are some quite special features built in from the start. There are no through hulls below the waterline, and the engine has dry exhausts, with big coolant tanks built into the keel. So there is no raw water intake, and the cooling for both the main engine and the generator is a totally closed system, which makes it very safe. The boat is on the market for 178,000 euros, which we thought was a real bargain, especially after seeing the Simonis, which was priced higher but not nearly as well kept, and with an overall lower quality. That being said, the Olivier is probably a boat that doesn't fit many people's needs, and that's probably why it was priced a bit lower. The boat has 3 cabins, with the owner's cabin all the way up front, and the woodwork is in like new condition and beautifully made throughout.
We got such a nice hotel room. Just found that again on our way here. It was like the cheapest close by Amsterdam, so we're like 3 kilometers from the city center, and this is actually a hotel school. So they're in an international school, and they have this little hotel with 20 rooms, all run by the students. And every room was inspired by a famous hotel. And this one, he said, was one of their nicest room and was Cocomat. I don't know, yeah, I guess that's a hotel. But it's like all eco, their vision is eco-friendly. So we got like sleep on nature. So the mattress was all organic, like bamboo. And I just look at this. This is a style in some like a interior my style. Lavender pockets that you should have in your pillow. I hope I can sleep a little bit better than I normally do now tonight. Little sofa, super cozy. We spent the evening relaxing in the room, talking about our impressions from the day, and if we think one of these boats can be the boat for us. And if you tune in tomorrow, we'll tell you all about them. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.